Hello and welcome to this opportunity overview. It's been said that everyone will receive up to 3 opportunities in their lifetime that could truly impact and change their future. The question is, will you recognize it when you see it? So let's take a look at this opportunity. Consider this. What do Netflix, Facebook Meta, Yahoo, and Tesla all have in common? Well, they all offered lucrative IPOs that turned the savvy investors into financial wizards. And those savvy folks who jumped on board during those IPOs, well, you know it, they probably smiled all the way to the bank with some seriously impressive financial wins. The downside? Well, for me, unfortunately, I missed out on investing in those companies because I did not know about them. I did not have friends who could tip me off about these opportunities. Now I'm on the lookout for promising opportunities. Recently, I got introduced to an incredibly innovative project where everyone has the chance to earn income, equity, and rewards. So how does that work? Well, there are 3 components to this. There's our project, there's our first partner, and then there's our results. We'll review each of those here in just a few moments. Before we jump into the project and the details, I want your mind to be level set. I'm sure you've all heard this question. What would you have if you doubled a penny every day for 30 days? 1 cent, then 2 cents, then 4 cents, etc., etc. Would you have $500 at the end of 30 days? $1,000? $10,000? If you've not ever looked this up, I think you'll be very surprised to know that the answer is an astounding $5.368 million. That is the effect of compounding. So compounding is what we're going to be talking about this evening. Albert Einstein is attributed to have said, "Compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it." So now the first step, the project. Our project is called Daisy Global. And what is Daisy Global? Well, Daisy is a blockchain project, and it doesn't operate like a traditional company. There is no corporate office. There is no sales or marketing department. It's simply a project on the blockchain. This is a decentralized structure. When the Daisy founders came up with the concept of Daisy, they wanted to create a project that would be very disruptive in the decentralized finance arena. This disruptor is shaking up the fintech scene, providing an opportunity for anyone to dive into equity ownership of a cutting-edge fintech company. Now here's the game changer. This opportunity welcomes everyone, no matter your financial situation. Whether you're just starting, whether you're seasoned, whether you have no experience, whether you're a $15 an hour employee, whether you're a millionaire, this project is available to you. So now let me introduce our first partner, Indotech. Indotech is a heavyweight in the trading arena. They are based in Tel Aviv, Israel. Currently, Indotech's clients are a very diverse range of high-profile entities. They have large corporations, venture capitalists, hedge fund managers, individuals with substantial wealth. In order to become a client today with Indotech, you need to have a starting fee of $125,000 every year. And then you need to have the ability to trade $1 million in assets under management every year. So that's not for the common Joe or Jane like us. With a track record of success dating back to its launch in 2012, Indotech is now gearing up to shift from a privately held company into a publicly traded entity. You may ask, what makes this partnership stand out? Well, in order for Indotech to go public, they need a stash of capital. And they could go to a bank, they could find venture capitalists. There are many ways that Indotech could garner these funds, but instead of using the traditional ways, for example, venture capitalists, Indotech is choosing to go through crowdfunding. This decision places the influence and backing directly in the hands of the crowd as they navigate their way to becoming a force in the publicly traded arena. Now let me level set some expectations because I think we all understand what a crowdfund is. A traditional crowdfund is something to the effect of a GoFundMe account where someone needs assistance with maybe a medical bill, living expenses, you name it, and they put a request out on GoFundMe, and a large amount of people send $10, $20. They all send small amounts of money, not expecting anything in return. They do it to help the person who is in need. That's your traditional crowdfund. Endotech is using what's called an equity crowdfund. And so what does that mean? It's the same concept as a crowdfund with the caveat that those of us who contribute toward this crowdfund also earn a piece of equity shares in the Endotech IPO. So now let's talk about the results, because to date, this has been a record-breaking crowdfund. This has been the world's largest equity crowdfund in both contribution and the number of people participating. This particular equity crowdfund has currently raised over $600 billion in contribution, and we have over 228,000 members worldwide. So it's quite substantial. So that crowdfund may sound really exciting, but your very legitimate question would be, how do you earn through a crowdfund besides the fact that you get the shares? With every contribution that you make, 100% of your contribution goes to Endotech, and Endotech employs this following strategy. 30% of your contribution is allocated to the crowdfund pool. Now that pool is really important because that's what supports the overall project. So 30% of your funds go into that pool. The remaining 70% of your funds, of your contribution, is put into trading. We are actually doing some beta live testing with Endotech. They are working on their algorithms. They're working on the AI strategies. And what they are doing now is preparing for when they do go live. So 70% of your contribution is going into that live trading. And the exciting part about that, you get to retain any rewards generated through that trading algorithm. So it's a way to benefit directly from the success. So how do you make money? Endotech does trading, the trading does well, and you earn the rewards. A way of looking at it is this. Your contribution not only fuels the project, which is exciting, but also puts potential rewards right back in your pocket. I'm going to walk through a couple of examples. These are live examples of different results. This particular example, this particular account was a $100 entry contribution, and you can join this opportunity for as low as $100. When this wallet was created, when this account was established, $50 went into trading and $50 went into crowdfund. Now I know that this account was established in November of 2022. And from November of 2022 through today, if you notice, the current balance is $204.18 for a total profit of 308.39%. Now that is incredible. My bank doesn't offer that to me. And you'll notice that there's an option of crypto and Forex. All of the trading that Endotech is doing right now is in Forex. If you're not familiar with Forex, let me break it down for you. Forex stands for foreign exchange. This has been around for decades on the stock market and in other trading strategies. Forex takes the trading of different fiat currencies, in other words, your local currencies. So fiat could be the US dollar trading against the Japanese yen. It could be the Canadian dollar trading against the British pound. It basically takes pairs of a fiat currency and does the trading. Here's another example of a wallet. Now this account started in April of 2022. So this total contributions here are $74. And since April of 2022, the balance now is $536.61. That's an 806% growth over roughly 21 months. Here's a high-level overview of the results that we've been achieving. In the initial year, the initial 13 to 14 months, Indotech's trading achieved a very impressive average of about 4% compounding per week, sometimes more, sometimes less, but on average 4%. Over the past 6 months or so, there's been a consistent average of around 2% weekly, which shows a steady performance. Then, recognizing the need for optimization, Indotech is in the process of making adjustments to regain the momentum and push for, again, up to 4% weekly compounding in the next 30 to 60 days. The exciting about this strategic move is that it does aim to enhance the trading algorithm's performance and our potential returns. Now, as you're watching this, you may be sitting there thinking, gosh, that just sounds really too good to be true. Well, let me assure you, the trades are audited by one of the top 4 accounting and auditing companies in the world. And if the results that they were auditing were not above board and transparent, the auditing company would not risk its reputation by maintaining that relationship. I hope this information has piqued your curiosity. As I mentioned at the beginning, each of us is presented with 3 potential opportunities that can change our life. The question is, would you recognize one when you see it? I personally have recognized this as one of my 3. So what's next for you? You want to act fast because the clock is ticking. This fantastic opportunity ends on February 21st. So if you have questions or you want to get started, connect with the person who extended this invitation to you. And then select the contribution that matches your financial aspirations. Like I mentioned, guys, this door closes very quickly on February 21st, so there's truly no time to wait. Let's get started now. Thank you for attending.